What's up? Welcome to the Artist Collab Lab, Season 2, Episode 1.
Season 2. No,
we are here. My name is PJ Corallo.
Cole Mills.
And we got a special guest, Mr. Drumroll, please.
Oh, you want me to say myself?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Abe Tuachi.
Yeah.
First photographer on the channel that...
Aside from Mark Conti, of course.
We're featuring his work today.
Correct.
Mark shot a video for us and a little collaboration between myself and Alex Coco. Here we have Abe today with 3 very interesting adventures that he captured on camera.
Oh, yes.
That I'm super fascinated with, and I have a whole bunch of questions. I don't know about you, but why don't you just start us off with a little bit about what you do and yeah.
I pretty much I just go out, take pictures of places that you don't really see every day, and places that aren't really explored often. And even if they are, I try to bring it in a different point of view for the audience to be like, oh shit, like I never thought to look at it that way.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
awesome. Cool.
So what's the first place we're about to take a look at?
The first place I did was an airplane in West Milford, New Jersey.
Okay. And do you want to kind of set an aura around it before we look at it, or do you want to just take a look at it and we'll talk about it after?
It was whatever you want. We could talk about it.
Well, what I meant is was there like some kind of anticipation or kind of story?
Was
there a build up to it?
How'd you find it?
There was this one website or Instagram page, NJ Spots, posted a thing about an airplane, and I was like, all right, I'm inspired. Let me find one of my own.
Okay.
And I looked online, and then the next day I was like, oh shit, all right, got nothing to do, might as well go out to the plane and
find the airplane.
Yeah,
there it is.
All right, let's take a look at these pictures real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
And then let's get back at some questions.
Sounds good.
All right.
And we're back.
And we're back.
That was awesome. Those
yeah,
were sick pictures.
I really like the that kind of vibe. It's not like a creepy vibe, but it's like a mysterious vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Talk to us about the lighting.
I basically used natural lighting for the whole the whole shot.
Awesome.
I had like these flashlights with me that I figured maybe I'll use, but I really didn't even need them.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, 'cause there were houses around it, so they had lights coming from them. So I just kept my shutter open for a longer time, and
totally
I was able to get some of that light in.
Nice. Good stuff.
You don't have a single thought as to like what went into these pictures? Okay, I'll go again. I got more questions. Time of day. Looks like it's dark out. Did you trek to get out there? Was it a hike? Where were you? A park? Where was this?
It's in like a town. Like what do you call them? Like those
communities.
It was in like a community almost,
okay.
And it's like in the corner of a cul-de-sac. It must have been like 12 o'clock when we got there,
Okay.
And I started going through the woods, following the GPS on the phone, and I'm going.
Were you by yourself?
No, I went with a buddy. When it's late at night, I don't go out alone because.
Okay, so you got there, it was still light out.
No, it was dark. I got
Already
there.
dark.
Yeah, I got there at midnight. Yeah. So.
Okay.
I was going through like cornfields and shit, and I was like, this is not the right way. So I backed out. That took like 20 minutes, and then I parked at a different side of that cul-de-sac, and I just started walking, to an open field. And then next thing I know, I literally walked into the plane because I'm looking at the GPS on the phone, and I was like, oh shit, like that's it.
Right.
Very cool.
Sick.
And then
How long was the drive?
Okay.
From our area.
It's like an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, you said it's in West Milford, right?
Yeah, it's not that bad of a drive, but it's doable.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was not your first trip. You've taken
He's taken many trips, I'm
many
sure.
trips.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
IG has been popping.
Yeah. What? Yeah, right there.
Yep. Follow him. Right there. No, do that.
Okay. So next trip, and this is the one that we're super anxious to talk about, is the asylum.
Asylums, plural. 2.
Yeah, there were.
Creepy.
One of them was Letchworth Village, which is now well, it was an asylum back in the 1940s. So a little history of the place. They tested polio out on the kids over there.
Oh, wow.
Kids were they were malnourished. They weren't really fed properly because they were so understaffed over there. They would literally shove food down these kids' throats, and it was terrible.
Whoa.
But I went there, and that place was it was creepy. It was like you felt something wasn't right there.
Right.
And I didn't know any of that stuff before I went into the place. I thought it was just like, oh, they just shut down because they couldn't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
I Googled it, and I was like, oh, fuck. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
And then there was Rockland, that one's just heavy.
That's in New York, right?
Yeah.
They're both.
They're both in New York.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right. Let's you should think of some questions. I got some questions already, but let's look at these pictures and let's get back to it. All right,
And we're back.
I'm
Wow,
freaking
that was
out.
creepy.
Yeah,
those were
I'm nervous
Intense.
right now.
Insane. So, how long did it take you to get up there? And were you how far were you willing to go into this for the first
Oh
one?
yeah.
'Cause-
When I got there, I knew there was no way, I'm not going all the way in there.
right.
I started going in, and then I started getting weirded out. I felt like somebody was watching me.
This
and I
is
was like,
Letchworth.
Eerie.
Yeah. I was like, I knew that there was a morgue in the basement, so I definitely wanted to see that. So I'm making my way down these stairs.
I want to see that.
Yeah, it was crazy. But this this door just slammed shut from the basement, and at that point I was like, fuck that. I don't want to be a part of this.
No.
So when you say okay, we're all men here. You didn't see a ghost. What do you mean?
It was it's just a door out of nowhere. Yeah, if there's no one else in the place, and you hear that, I was like, all right, I got it.
Again, were you by yourself or were you with somebody?
No, I
Nice.
took somebody there too, cause
Good, yeah. Yeah, I'd be
You
gone.
with Ryan?
Yeah.
no, there was
Oh.
a friend from New York.
Okay.
Yeah, if a door slammed in my face in an abandoned asylum, I'm gone.
See ya.
Okay, so why these shots? The shots that you took in Letchworth. I mean, the outside's really cool. I actually really like the chair in the middle of the place.
Yeah, that was.
I thought that was a very powerful image. But once inside, you got some real cool angles and stuff like that. What was driving the shots that you took?
It was kind of like these things stood out to me, and it was like as I'm crossing, a corner, the door had broken glass coming through, and then there was graffiti on the other side, and in my head I was like, oh, that angle's pretty sick, so I'd go back around that corner and try and get a good shot of it.
Okay.
And were you using natural lighting in the building?
Yeah,
as well?
yeah.
Now, where did it stop? I mean, you said the door slammed in your face and then it stopped, but
You
There
dipped,
seems
you
like-
ran out at that point.
Yeah,
right?
at
You
that
took
point
off.
I ran, because, when we got there, we heard a door slam from outside the place, and in our heads we thought maybe it's wind. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
So once we were in there, and I heard it again, and I was like, all right, that's not wind.
That's
like
2 times too many. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
And
you
a door
bolted.
slammed in your face on the way out.
Yeah, as we were running out the way that we came in from, a door just slammed shut, and I was like, all right, well, like fuck that,
Right.
You know.
Bah. I'll
See
stay
ya.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
Ghost
okay.
Adventures did an episode on that. And
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that till I
wow.
left.
So wait a second. The blurb, was that the?
Yeah, that's
Was that in
that's,
Rockland or?
That's in Letchworth, the ghost orb thing.
Okay, so for people, I didn't know what this is. I don't really believe in like the ghost hunters thing. I believe in spirits and energies and stuff like that, but catching ghosts on film seems a little far fetched to me. So talk to us about what a blurb is, what a blurb is.
I never really believed
Orb.
in it either. The
A borb.
orb.
Sorry.
Just regular orb.
Yeah, I never.
I don't mean to offend anybody that is attracted to ghost hunting. I don't know what a gorb is.
An
Dude,
orb.
I feel
gorb.
you because I didn't know either until after I got it and my buddy pointed it out. He was like, "Oh, that's that ghost thing," and I'm like, "Dude, what are you talking about? Like, it's just there's dust on the
That was
lens."
cool how it moved in different pictures
Yeah, and
and
it,
stuff too.
Right.
And that's when I was like, "All right, I feel you. Maybe it is something supernatural," but I don't know. I'm not
Yeah,
a
yeah.
believer like that.
Nah, I feel it.
Okay, and then so you didn't really get to go too far into this place because things were slamming in your face. So you left, and was it soon after that you decided to go to Rockland? Was it the same day?
It was literally the next week. I was sitting in my car and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna go to another place."
With the same homie?
No, this was a different guy, Ryan.
Okay.
Ryan
So-
Bellis.
And so you picked...
Also records music, engineer and
Yeah.
photographer.
Very lit.
Follow him here.
Fell right there. So talk to us about Rockland, driving up to it, and what was different about that.
I felt like it was a less of a creepier vibe because it wasn't featured on Ghost Adventures, and I was like, all right, maybe it's just whatever, it's chill.
Chill vibe.
And we get there, and it's just these massive gates that just have like an R on them, and it was weird. We go in there, and we went into one of the buildings, and it just smelled like shit in there. It smelled terrible. So we put these masks on, and the whole time I couldn't breathe, and my nose was running. I had boogers coming down on this mask,
Oh,
and
lovely.
we go through this like dark tunnel area, and I stepped in water, and at that point I was like, all right, the water's up to my knee. Like, let's just leave. Like,
Yeah.
it's
So
not
So the
even
whole
worth it.
place was flooded.
Yeah, the whole basement. So we left that building, and then we went to like a child's ward, which was pretty sweet because the vibe in there just felt happy.
Yeah,
Okay.
by the pictures, it looks happy.
Yeah, no, I mean the pictures. I made them look more eerie than it really seemed, but in
Yeah,
there,
abandoned child ward. It's not eerie.
compared
Which
to
you didn't snag pictures of.
what was that?
You didn't snag pictures of the child.
No, that one I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What we just saw. That's
Yeah.
If I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. That's
Yeah,
the
that
inside
one
of
was the child
Okay.
ward.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but like it felt happy in there. It didn't feel like Letchworth, where it was like you walk in and you're like, oh, whoa,
Yeah.
let's leave.
Yep. Yep.
It just felt weird.
Nice.
I don't know. It was creepy.
So, are you done with asylums? Are you visiting asylums anytime soon?
No, you couldn't. There's not enough money in the world. Like I see all these people on Instagram, and I mean they love their urban exploring, but it takes a certain kind of like bold and brave to do that. I'm
For
not.
sure. Yeah.
I'll stick to my mountaintops. That shit's scary.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say actually transition. I believe I was the first like model figure back from
Yeah.
your because Abe used to shoot pictures when we were like
Right.
16 years old
Yeah.
and was killing it. Took photos of bands, got all access passes and photo passes and whatnot for different
I
shows.
don't even know how
but
I pulled that off.
Oh.
Still, I'm like,
you're a beast. And then took a little hiatus and
Came back
now
to it.
came back strong and snagged a photo shoot with me over at Hartshorn Park
yeah.
in that's in the Highlands,
Highlands,
right?
yeah.
New Jersey. And then you got a photo shoot a couple weeks
guy
later
did-
with
guy
Cole.
updated my headshots. What a beast.
Awesome.
Yeah, I actually wanted to transition back into the
The what?
coming from the asylum. You went right into the photo shoots, working with other artists, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you've been working with other, like a huge community.
Yeah,
Like a photography
there's,
community kind of collaborating to find these spots, find these things, to bring us to our last point, which is the Milky Way project that you just did. And you said this to me, you're like, and I'm like thinking the Milky Way, yeah, that's like the thing in space, right? You don't have a Hubble telescope. What are you taking pictures of? Bro?
Right.
No, but what we're about to see is the extremely lit and very recent capture of that, right?
Yeah, that was last night.
Uh,
I'm still sleep deprived.
Right. Yeah.
So let's take a look at those real quick, and then I think we got a few questions on that as well.
Awesome.
Word.
All right.
All right, and that wraps up the final slide of this episode. And
I did not know you had a Hubble telescope.
yeah,
Yeah, those
that
shots
was just insane.
Well,
How'd you hear that the Milky Way was going to be visible?
I'm basically involved in this kind of like Instagram community called NJ Spots. There's a whole bunch of different ones. I moderate the New York Spots page, and then there's a PA Spots, and one of the people from there, his name is Ethan, real cool kid. He started talking to me on Instagram, and he was telling me, the Milky Way season is coming, this, that, the other, and I always wanted a picture of it too. And
Right.
I kind of got to know him, and he taught me kind of what to do. So I last night's shoot totally to him. I mean,
that's awesome.
it was phenomenal. Like, he told me
Follow
where to go.
him
And
here, Ethan,
right
the homie.
there.
but I went out there, and it was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
So I
Nice.
asked
Yeah,
you if you wanted to be on the channel. You're like, yeah, I'm, in a couple hours, I'm leaving. I'm going to Ocean City. And I was like, a couple hours? That's like at 2 a.m. You're like, yeah, and then, I'll be there. I'll probably get home at like 8 a.m. And then I'll come over to PJ's, drum lab, and we could shoot the episode.
Yeah, facts.
That's your last like 12 hours.
Yeah, that was. I still got to drive to New York too. Well, later today. I'm so sleep deprived.
Yeah, that's going to end it for you.
Yeah.
Get a shotgun or
Get a nap in, bro.
Yeah, shotgun
Yeah.
or Red Bull or something.
No, don't do that.
But I mean, it was worth it. At the end of the day, like,
Oh, absolutely.
I knew once I was like driving through that town, I saw stars on the left hand side, and I was like, whoa, that looks sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled over at this like dead end, and I stepped out of the car, and I felt like I was in that movie Interstellar. I felt like I was literally
Wow.
in like space.
I've never seen anything like that.
It was
Yeah.
it
It
was
must
crazy.
have been really cool in person.
It was crazy. I mean, it's like if I saw that here, I'm thinking like, oh shit, like what am I gonna find out there in Iceland? Like it's probably
Right.
gonna be 10 times.
Oh, that's
crazier.
right.
Oh, yeah,
talk to
he's
us a little
going
bit
to
about that.
Iceland soon.
Yeah, I'm leaving March 31st. There's a
End
Groupon
of the
for
month.
it. If you guys want, you could find it on Groupon.
March 31st, Iceland. I might go, and we might do a collab lab in Iceland.
Wow, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean that was
Legendary.
so last minute. I was laying in bed. I was like, all right, let me buy this ticket. Let me go alone. I don't care. Like whatever.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's gonna be sick.
So I'm like, I'm
Any
still.
spots particular out there that you're going to see, or just like a general Iceland trip?
I'm going alone, so I'm doing a bunch of tours and stuff.
Right.
But when I do have spare time, I'm gonna try and rent a car. And there's like an abandoned airplane that's in the ocean, so I'm trying to see that.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
There are these ice
Badass.
caves. If it's cold enough, I could even do that. But
Oh hell yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm figuring everything out when I get there.
Very cool.
Oh, that's all. So you're just leaving it open. That's good.
And
Yeah,
this time,
good.
and this trip, you are going by yourself.
Yeah, this is totally different country. First time leaving the country alone.
Very cool. Very cool. This
Lit.
is what it
Lit.
takes to be. that's gonna end it, ladies and gentlemen. For
When
PJ
your mom
Corallo.
calls you during the Artist Collab Lab filming, know every bit.
That's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened.
hilarious.
Why
to
did you
you.
silent
Hey,
the
Mom.
phone?
I didn't even.
Oh, hey, Mom.
I'll be right up.
Oh my God. Okay. My train of thought's gone. Please. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah,
Thank you guys for the
we've
opportunity.
made it to
Thank you for
season
coming
2.
out.
No problem.
Thank you,
Thank
Abe.
you guys. Thank you for calling me.
Oh yes.
This is season 2. Everybody, we got
Episode 1. We got a lot of exciting things this season.
We got Keegan Tawa coming up next episode. Very excited to get him
New
on
guests
here.
every episode this season.
That's the new
Know
thing.
every bit.
Yeah, know every bit. So again, thanks to the big man over here. Follow him, check him
Abe,
out.
follow
Thank you,
all
guys.
his
This is the Collab
Instagram
Lab.
pages, the Collab Lab, us, Cole and I, and thank you guys again. We'll be back next week.
Peace.